Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Joffrey Noodle Legs here today with another Noodle film review, and we are once again in our Arrow video week, and today we're looking at an Italian classic that I haven't really reviewed on or done anything on my channel. We're looking at City of the Walking Dead, or otherwise known as Nightmare City. I thought I'd have a little look at this one today. This is the Umberto Lenzi classic, 70s sort of classic zombie film. This is the Arrow edition with the booklet, so it's really cool, with the Blu-ray and the DVD. So the film sort of starts off with a sort of little news report.
Gentlemen, from the Channel 5 newsroom. Top of the news this evening is speculation concerning the real facts behind the Department of Health announcement about a radioactive spill supposed to have occurred yesterday at the state nuclear plant. Information.
So there's some news report about some sort of a nuclear sort of chemical leak somewhere, and we are at the TV studio where we meet our hero of the film. And he's like a reporter, and he goes in to speak to one of the bosses in the office who's asking him to go to the airport because like an important person sort of arriving that he wants him to go there and interview.
Same time provides a certain amount of reassurance. Damage caused by...
Hi, Miller. Mr. Desmond's waiting for you.
The arrival here expected at any moment of Professor Otto Hagenbeck. One of the original planners of the nuclear station will undoubtedly enable us to obtain more precise information.
How many tellies?
You heard? He's arriving tomorrow morning at 11. Take one of the best cameramen with you.
Why me in particular?
Because I want an exhaustive interview, which will reassure our viewers.
Not just the truth, pure and simple.
Forget the philosophy, Miller. Just do what you're told.
If possible, sir. Only if possible.
So we then cut to the airport where our hero and his cameraman are there, ready to do this report. So they're just going to. He sends the cameraman off to find out what sort of runway his plane's going to arrive at, and then we sort of zoom up to sort of like the tower, you know, the sort of signal tower where everything's not right.
Find out what runway they're landing. Okay.
Clever 981, Selco OK. Request Selco on 5626.5.
Clipper 981, this is Lipswick. Stand by.
Lipswick, this is Clipper 981. Will do.
Lipswick Tower, this is Flight 777 out of Selkirk.
Hey, Willie,
Patch me to
come
the
over
village,
here.
please.
Flight 777. Will do, Joe. Stand by.
What have you got? Unidentified trace. What's the bearing?
Roger.
About 30 miles northeast, altitude approximately 5,000.
So that they've got this plane that's approaching the airport and the runway, that they don't know who's actually on it or who's running it. So they tried contacting the plane to get some sort of response.
Could be his radio isn't working.
Lipswick Tower, this is Twin Beechcraft, A101579er, approaching from 100 miles due south. Request landing instructions.
Lipswick Tower to Beechcraft, please stand by. It's a Hercules military transport. That's strange. It doesn't have any markings on it.
And with no success, the plane lands, and then sort of like all the police and the army start to go and to approach the plane because they don't know who it is.
Hey, you up there, who are you?
Where's the pilot?
Harry here. Nobody inside answers.
So he's reported back that there's no sign of a pilot or anybody on board. So all the police and the army go rushing towards the aeroplane.
What's the story? Nobody answers, sir.
You inside, open the door. Come out with your hands in the air.
The colonel or the captain outside gives the people on side the ultimatum: 30 seconds to come out and show yourselves, or we're coming in. And so the 30 seconds come up, and they're just about to go on board, and then the doors open.
What? Close them.
It's Professor Hagenbeck.
And then all hell breaks loose, and we're then treated to probably the worst looking zombies in history.
Let's get out of here. Go!
So these zombies that look like they've just got loads of mud packs and sort of splattered them over their faces, or they all look like margarita pizzas. They don't look anything like zombies, and they're wielding knives and guns, and they're shooting stuff. It's just like, and they're running, and they're just like normal people punching people. They're supposed to be zombies. So cool. Anyway, so they sort of like killed everyone off at the airport. So when everyone is being killed off at the airport, the best thing to do is go back to the television studio and watch the dancers. Our heroes turned back up the studio, and he said he wants to cut the program because he wants to make a special emergency announcement.
Interrupting our transmission of It's All Music for a special news flash. At the end of the news flash, we will return with our regular program. Thank you.
Oh, shit. Just what I was going to do. My voice close-up.
I want to listen to it.
At 11 o'clock this morning, an event without precedent took place at the airport of the city. An airplane of no nationality landed on the south runway of the airport, ignoring all instructions from the control tower. The airport police immediately converged on the scene of the unauthorized landing, surrounding the aircraft and ordering the
Yes, sir, I told them
out and identify them.
Right away, Chief.
The order had absolutely no effect.
What the hell are you doing? Why did you...
Well, as he's making the announcement, that gets interrupted too by the boss and like the colonel of the army that's turned up, and he goes to speak to them and he gets a roasting.
Or the uproar that would have followed it?
I'm well aware of that, General Murchison. But I am a journalist. My job is to keep the public informed.
Mr. Miller, listen to me very carefully. Something very serious has happened at the airport.
But until we conclude our investigation and take the necessary countermeasures, nothing is going to leak out. Nothing. The Defense Department has strictly forbidden it.
So after the sort of jibber jabber that's gone on there, the boss of the TV station tells him that he's fed up with this guy and he's going to suspend him. But he says, "Don't worry about it, I quit."
I'm fed up with you, Miller. I'm suspending you from all duties.
No, you're not. I quit.
He then tries to contact his wife at home, telling her to stay where she is. I believe she's a doctor at a hospital. And he's told her not to go anywhere. But she's already on her way out. He sends the maid, who they're obviously rich because they've got a maid, to go and stop her before she makes off. But unfortunately, she's too late. She's on her way.
Mrs. Miller! Mrs. Miller! I am sorry, sir, but I missed her. But you'll be able to reach her at the hospital in half an hour.
She said she wasn't feeling well today. She was going to stay home.
I don't know, maybe she changed her mind.
Okay, miss. Okay.
We then cut back to our dancers at the TV station who've been told to continue with the program, and their program gets interrupted by our zombies. So it's all absolute chaos kicking off there with the dancers, and the people in the back room are watching it on the screens. Then our hero decides to lock the door to lock all the zombies out because they're trying to now get to the back room to attack everyone in the back room.
Civil Defense, this is Channel 5 TV station. We're being attacked. For God's sakes, send somebody fast. Get out.
Send somebody slow. So after that, he then goes out, leaves the studio and heads his way to the hospital because he's tried calling his wife with no luck. She's not sort of like responding. So he goes to the hospital, but by the time he gets to the hospital's already taken over with zombies. So what's going to happen? Is our hero and his wife going to get away? Are the army going to do anything to stop this? What's going on? What is going on? That's the better question. What on earth's going on? These zombies are just like, what are, you know, they're just crazy. They're like normal people. It's like they've got zero budget for any zombie makeup. So they just put mud packs on their face, some of them. And some of them, they just put like a little drop of blood there or whatever. And it's like they're a zombie. It's crazy. But that's all I'm going to tell you. If you want to find out what happens in the City of the Walking Dead, or Nightmare City, whichever you want to call it, you need to watch it yourself. What do I think of it? It's awesome. It's great fun. It's such a cool, fun zombie movie. There's nothing serious about this at all. It's like the rip-off version of George Romero's Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, like Contamination is to Alien. You know, it's that kind of sort of like rip-off kind of sort of film, and it's such good fun. It's so cool. The zombies look dreadful. They don't look like zombies at all. They even just stand there smiling sometimes, and you got them like staring at people and people staring back at them. It's so strange, but it is ultimately cool. It's so good. It's so bad, it's good. The positives of the film, the transfer is great because there is a little bit about the transfer at the beginning of the film. They talk about how they got really bad tapes of it. There's nothing they can do about it. So there's a lot of damage to the film, and you can see that in some of the clips. You can see sort of like lots of noise on the screen and that. But to me, that adds to the film. That makes it even more special. It just adds that extra little bit more charm. And the characters, I really like them. I really like our hero and his wife. He's so, I don't know, he's just so cool. He looks like a zombie himself already. And he's just brilliant. Such a good film. And it's just good fun. That you can't be taking it serious. There's the gore is hit and miss. There's some bits where the gore is really cool. There's one bit where a zombie cuts off a woman's breast with a knife, and that's really gory. And in other bits you'll get like just a trickle of blood. It's like it's done on a shoestring budget by the looks of it, but he's done what he can do with the money he's got, and he's done a good job of it. The acting is so poor. It's brilliant. It's comical, it's brilliant, it's genius in a way. It's the only sort of zombie film that I know when the zombies come out of plane with knives and guns and start shooting people. It's just, wow, what a great way to look at it. It's really cool. Negatives to the film, it lacks the feel of a zombie film. It's almost like a bit of like a, to me, it feels more like something like The Crazies should have been, rather than the zombie sort of film. But it is a zombie film, and it's cool. It is great fun. I really enjoyed every minute I watched it. So I'm going to score this an excellent watch and give it an 8 out of 10. Of course, I can't give it a 9 or 10 out of 10 because it's not a 9 out or 8 out of 10 film. But 8 out of 10 is probably over generous. It's probably more of a 6 or 7. But I had such a good time with it that I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Really cool film. Any of you guys seen Nightmare City? If you have, let me know down below what you thought of it. It's just fun. It's not to be taken serious. Yes, the zombies look terrible. The effects look really cheesy and everything about it's cheese, but it just rings of absolute joy and absolute wonderful to watch. So that ends that one. So tomorrow will be a different Arrow video, and I'll save that for tomorrow. Please check out some horror channels for me, guys. Until my next video, check out Horror Hands, the horror geek. Look at that. Did you see the sun go down there? How moody was that when I said Horror Hands? See, look at that. Look what you're doing to me, Horror Hands. You know, as soon as I said your name, it went all dark. The Horror Geek, Manview Film, RS Designs, Pizzlewell, I Am the Ice Lord, Sarah of Horror, Cat Watches Horror, and a good big shout out to my lad Lemon Lord. Hope you're doing well, mate. Till next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I'll see you all soon.